Welcome back, children. We will discuss the rest of the lesson after 20 years. Take page number 142. Second paragraph. 20 years ago, tonight, said the man, I dined here at Big Joe Brady's with Jimmy Wells, my best pal, and the finest chap in the world. 20 years ago, tonight, this particular night, this date, this time, said the man, I dined here at Big Joe Brady's with Jimmy Wells. With Jimmy Wells, I had dined. My best pal. My best pal means my best friend and the finest chap in the world. Nobody can say he's a bad person. The finest chap person in the world. He and I were raised here in New York. Both of us were brought up. That means grew up here in New York. Just like two brothers together. Both of us were just like brothers. We were brought up or we grew up here in New York. I was 18 and Jimmy was 20. What was their age? 18 and 20 years old. The next morning I was to start for the West to make my fortune. So the next morning, that means that particular night they dined together, and the next morning he was supposed to start for the West to make his fortune. You couldn't have dragged Jimmy out of New York. It's very, very difficult to take Jimmy out of New York because he thought it was the only place on earth. He did not want to go anywhere else to make his fortune. But I was just opposite. You couldn't have dragged Jimmy out of New York. He thought it was the only place on earth. Well, we agreed that night that we would meet here again exactly 20 years from that date and time, no matter what our conditions might be or from what distance we might have to come. That night we have decided we will meet here in this particular place at that particular time, wherever we be. If we are alive, we have decided we will come and meet each other. We figured that in 20 years, each of us ought to have our destiny worked out. We knew that we will be able to decide our destiny within this 20 years. And our fortunes made, good luck or bad luck or whatever it be, whatever they were going to be. Whatever it be, we will be having good luck or bad luck, whatever be. We have decided we will come and meet each other on this particular day at this particular place. It sounds pretty interesting, said the policeman. Rather a long time between mates, though it seems to me. Haven't you heard from your friend since you left? It sounds pretty interesting. Yes, your words are really interesting, said the policeman. Rather a long time between mates, though it seems to me. See, after a long time, you people are going to meet. I feel so. Haven't you heard from your friend since you left? Did you hear from him after you left from here? Well, yes, for a time we corresponded, Cynthia. For a time we corresponded. Corresponded means we exchanged letters and kept in touch with each other for some time. But after a year or two, we lost track of each other. 1 or 2 years we corresponded with each other, but after that we lost the track of each other. You see, the West is a pretty big place. West is a pretty big place, and I kept hustling around over it pretty lively. Very often, I moved from one place to another. Hustling means moving from one place to another. Pretty lively means quite very often. That means he went on moving from one place to another very often. But I know Jimmy will meet me here if he is alive. I am 100% sure if he is alive, surely he will come and meet me. For he always was the truest, strongest old chap in the world. Thus, I can say he is a very truthful, staunchest means loyal and dedicated person, old chap in the world. He will never forget. I am 100% sure that he will never forget. If he is alive, surely he will come and meet me here. I came 1,000 miles to stand in this door tonight, and it's worth it if my old partner turns up. I came 1,000 miles to stand in this door tonight. Far I came, and it's worth it if my old partner turns up. If my friend turns up, it will be worthy. Otherwise, my coming will be a mere waste. The waiting man pulled out a handsome watch, the lids of which were set with small diamonds. The waiting man, who's the waiting man? Bob, pulled out a handsome watch, a beautiful watch. A handsome watch means an attractive pocket watch, the lids of which were set with the small diamonds. Small diamonds were set on it. 3 minutes to 10, he announced. Now 3 more minutes to 10. It was exactly 10 o'clock when we parted here at the restaurant door. So we went on that particular day exactly at 10 o'clock. Exactly at 10. We parted here at the restaurant door. So 10 o'clock he has to be here. Did pretty well out in the West, didn't you? I think you did very well in the West, asked the policeman. You bet. I hope Jimmy has done half as well. I can say, if you bet, I can say that Jimmy must not have made half how much I made. Even half of that also he must not have made. You bet. I hope Jimmy has done half as well. He was a kind of plodder. Who is a plodder? A person who works hard but is not very intelligent. He works very hard but not that intelligent. He was a kind of plodder, though good fellow as he was. But one thing is that he is a very good person. I have had to compete with some of the sharpest ways going to get my pile. I have had to compete with. That means how I made this money by competing with some of the sharpest personals for getting this much money. To get my pile means to get this money. For getting this much of money, I had to compete with some of the sharpest personals of the West. A man gets in a groove in New York. A man gets in a groove in New York. Gets in a groove means get used to a routine in New York. It takes the West to put a razor edge on him. Put a razor edge on somebody means make a person very clever. So West will be able to make a person very clever, shrewd and so on. A man gets in a groove in New York. New York means you can see he will get used to a proper routine only. Routine task will be there. But West will make a person very clever and very shrewd. That is the speciality of Western countries. The policeman told his club and took a step or two. So, talking all these things, after that, the policeman told his club and took a step or two. He was about to go after twisting and twirling his club or the stick in his hand. I'll be on my way. I'm just going to do my duty. Hope your friend comes around all right. All right, I feel your friend will come and you will meet him here itself. Going to call time on him sharp. Going to call time on him. That means leave if he does not arrive. If he doesn't arrive, you can just go. That's what I feel. I hope that your friend will arrive at the right time. But in case if he's not coming, you can leave the place and you can go. If he does not arrive. Call time on him means leave if he does not arrive. If he doesn't arrive, you please go. What else to do? I should say not, said the other. Then Bob said no, he should come. I'll give him half an hour at least. I will wait here more half an hour. But still, I feel I have to meet him. If Jimmy is alive on earth, he will be here by the time. Sure, if he is alive, surely he will reach here. So long, officer. I am quite sure. I am ready to wait here another half an hour or so, but still I will wait for you. Good night, sir, said the policeman, passing on along his beat, trying doors as he went. Whether all the doors are closed securely or not, he was trying. He was again going on, beating on the ground and moving out.